Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Monday, November 28th. We have all you need to know about Penn State's ranking for entrepreneurship studies, as well as details on the declining number of educators across the state.
We also have more on a local family's recent fundraising accomplishment, along with entertainment, sports, and weather. Stay tuned.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Max Kuegler.
And I'm Hannah Markovich.
The Princeton Review has ranked Penn State 23rd in the nation for undergraduate entrepreneurship studies. The ratings are based off of over 40 data points, including course offerings, alumni engagement, and availability of financial aid. The Corporate Innovation and Entrepreneurship major is a relatively new program at Penn State. It allows students to dive into a selected area of interest and explore it through a lens of business, leadership, and corporate ethics. The major is designed for students interested in innovating and diversifying the future of business. The program is set to only expand as President Bendapudi is said to continue her mission to make Penn Staters the most employable in the nation.
The number of new teachers has plummeted across the state of Pennsylvania. The Secretary of the Pennsylvania Department of Education, Eric Haggerty, says that in 10 years, the average teachers entering the field per year has dropped from 20,000 to 6,000. This decline can be felt locally here in State College. State College Area School District's Assistant Superintendent of Elementary Education, Danielle Yoder, says that there has been a decline in applications for many positions. Yoder says that it is difficult to do professional developments or conferences because there are not enough substitutes to cover classes. Linda Pierce, the State College Area School District Human Resources Executive Director, says that the district is currently advertising positions on national websites, career fairs, and universities.
A fundraiser helping a local Amish family in Potter Township has surpassed its goal of $20,000 this past week. The Baylor family has suffered the loss of 4 family members in the past year. The family lost their father, Andrew, who was 47, and 3 of their sons, who were just 14, 16, and 19. The boys and their father were victims of 2 separate farming accidents that occurred on their family farm. Following this tragedy, the community came together to extend a helping hand. A GoFundMe launched by the Happy Valley Adventure Bureau succeeded in raising a total of $22,000 to support Ms. Baylor and her 6 children.
The Pennsylvania Department of Transportation will now begin working on a temporary repair for a partially collapsed wall in Bellefonte. When the work is complete, it will allow two-way traffic to resume on sections of South Water Street in town. PennDOT Center County Maintenance will place temporary shoring and install a rock buttress for slope stabilization at the beginning of the week. All work is expected to be completed by the end of this week. However, the sidewalk will remain closed until the work is completed next year. With December just a few days away, State College is beginning to experience more winter weather conditions. Jeremy Laguerre with Campus Weather Service has more details in today's weather report. Take a look.
From the students of Penn State Meteorology, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Good evening, everybody. I'm student meteorologist Jeremy Laguerre here with your forecast. Right now, looking above Penn State campus this evening, looking above the Hub Robertson Center. As the sun goes down, we're seeing gray skies. We are mostly cloudy out there right now, and we were mostly cloudy for most of the day today, and that's going to stay consistent as we go throughout the next 24 hours. But local conditions right now here in State College, 42 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. It feels like 38 degrees out there, so it feels slightly colder than it is. Winds out from the west-northwest at 6 miles an hour. Now taking a look at our local temperatures, we're generally in the 40s here in the State College area. And as we zoom out across the state, we're seeing a wide variety of temperatures this evening. Generally in the 40s in central portions of the state. We have a few 30s to our west, and to our south and east, we're slightly warmer. Philadelphia right now is at 50 degrees. Now taking a look at our radar, we have some isolated showers here to our west, places like Pittsburgh and Johnstown, and a few of these showers may try to make their way into State College this evening, but nothing significant will come of this. And we do have some snow flurries to our north, but like I said, nothing significant right now, at least for the next 24 hours. Now as we zoom out across the country right now, we are seeing mostly cloudy conditions here in the Midwest, the Mid-Atlantic, the Northeast regions, and this is going to stay consistent for the next 24 to 48 hours. Now let's take a look at our future cast. Now as we go into tomorrow morning, as you can see, we still have clouds around for tomorrow morning, and Tuesday we're going to have clouds around for most of the day. It's going to be a similar day to today. As we go into Wednesday, however, that's when you see the rain is going to move into our area. This is going to be a significant storm that's going to bring us rain throughout most of the day on Wednesday. This coastal system will move through, but the good thing about this storm is that it's going to move through pretty quickly. As you can see by Wednesday evening, we're pretty clear across most of the state of Pennsylvania, except for some lake effect snow bands that are going to be impacting places like Erie and Bradford. Now as we go into Wednesday evening into Thursday morning, as I said, there's going to be some lake effect snow bands in the northwestern portions of the state, but across the state we're pretty dry and we're pretty clear, especially in southern portions of the state for Thursday morning. Now taking a look at our conditions here in State College for tonight, 33 degrees with partly cloudy conditions, and it's going to be chilly. We're going to be right around freezing for tonight. As we go into tomorrow, high of 44 degrees with mostly cloudy conditions. Like I said, a similar feeling day to today. And then as we take a look at our 7-day forecast, for tomorrow, mostly cloudy conditions. The coastal system will move through on Wednesday. We're going to be slightly warmer, but it's going to be rainy and windy throughout the day. That system moves out of here by Wednesday evening. Going into Thursday, sunshine will return, but we're going to get much colder. 38 degrees is the expected high for Thursday. Going into Friday, increasing clouds throughout the day, 43 degrees is the expected high. Going into Saturday, we warm up slightly with a little bit more clouds on Saturday, 52 degrees is the expected high for that day. As we go into Sunday, partly cloudy conditions, and then Monday, rain is possible with a high of 46 degrees. From the Penn State Campus Weather Service, I'm Jeremy Laguerre. Have a good evening.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Ben Russell with your sports update. Penn State women's basketball was able to pick up 2 wins last week in the Daytona Beach Invitational. They've moved up to 7-0 on the year, their best start since the 1996-97 season. The Nittany Lions defeated Toledo in a tightly contested matchup by a score of 60-59 on Friday. The team then defeated Fresno State 68-49 the next day. 3 starters scored in double digits on Friday, while redshirt sophomore guard Leilani Kapanis filled the box score with 12 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds against Fresno State. The Blue and White are now set to take on Virginia at the Bryce Jordan Center this Wednesday at 7 p.m. in the annual Big Ten ACC Challenge. On Saturday, Penn State football reached double-digit wins in the regular season for the first time since 2019. The Nittany Lions defeated Michigan State 35-16 to finish the regular season at 10-2, good for 3rd place in the Big Ten East. In his final game at Beaver Stadium, quarterback Sean Clifford threw for just over 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. Wide receiver Keandre Lambert-Smith caught one of those touchdowns and also threw one to Theo Johnson in the second quarter on a trick play, one of 2 touchdowns for the tight end on the day. With the regular season now in the rearview mirror, the Blue and White now have their eyes set on which bowl game they will be participating in. The team will find out next Sunday at the conclusion of conference championships. Another Pennsylvania football team moved up to 10 wins for the season. The Philadelphia Eagles had a 40-33 victory over the Green Bay Packers on Sunday night. It was a dominant night in running the ball for the Eagles, setting a franchise record with 363 rushing yards. The team scored 3 touchdowns on the ground, with 2 coming from running back Miles Sanders and 1 from running back Kenneth Gainwell. Quarterback Jalen Hurts threw for just over 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also had over 150 yards rushing on the night, while on the other side, quarterback Aaron Rodgers suffered an injury and was replaced by Jordan Love to end the game. As the only team in the NFL with double-digit wins at the moment, the Eagles will face the Tennessee Titans next Sunday at 1 p.m. at Lincoln Financial Field. That's all for your sports update. After the break, Camila Vega has the latest updates from the entertainment world. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Camila Vega with your entertainment update. Even though our fall semester is coming to an end, it isn't too early to buy tickets for some of next year's events. Country star Kenny Chesney will perform at the Bryce Jordan Center on March 25th, 2023. With over 21 dates, the star will kick off his I Go Back tour with Kelsey Ballerini right here in State College. Chesney has recorded over 20 albums. He's best known for his hit songs, The Good Stuff and No Shoes, No Shirt, No Problems. It has been more than 10 years since the country artist performed in Happy Valley. Tickets to the country performance will go on sale this Friday, December 2nd at 10 a.m. Another special musical performance is soon coming to Penn State's campus. At 7:30 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, November 29th, the Soweto Gospel Choir will be making an appearance at the Eisenhower Auditorium. The Grammy Award-winning group will be putting on the show Hope, It's Been a Long Time Coming. This is the first time the South African-based musicians will be putting on this show in North America. The show consists of a blend of African gospel, freedom songs, U.S. civil rights music, international classics, and a bit of holiday tunes. Tickets for the unforgettable performance can be found on Ticketmaster through Penn State's College of Arts and Architecture. You don't want to miss out on this monumental evening. Every year, America kicks off holiday season with Macy's annual Thanksgiving Parade. The parade began in 1924 and has become a global tradition, streaming on NBC, Telemundo, and Peacock. This year's parade featured tons of A-list celebrities such as Jordan Sparks, Big Time Rush, Gloria Estefan, Jimmy Fallon, and others. While parade performances are always top-notch, one of this year's highlights was Mariah Carey's closing performance. She definitely stole the show with her closing number, All I Want for Christmas Is You. She performed alongside her 11-year-old twin daughters, Moroccan and Monroe. That's all for your entertainment update. After the break, interview anchor Carly Knowlton will be speaking to Madison Dowdell, the president of Penn State's Blue and White Society. Stay tuned.
Hello and welcome back to PSN News. I'm Carly Knowlton. Tonight I have the amazing opportunity to speak with Maddie Dowdell, the president of Penn State's Blue and White Society. Thank you so much for coming in tonight, Maddie.
Thank you for having me.
So to start off, generally, what is Penn State's Blue and White Society?
Yeah, so that's the big question, isn't it? So Blue and White Society, basically, in simple terms, we're the student chapter of the Alumni Association. And so we like to provide different opportunities for our students and say that we are providing students with the ultimate Penn State experience. So providing them networking opportunities with alumni while also giving them the experience of their 4 years on campus with events with our over 5,000 members.
Okay. Well, and there's 750,000 living alumni from Penn State. Mm-hmm. So to start making those connections as a first-year student at Penn State, it's incredible. So I think everyone should get a chance to join. Is it too late now to get involved?
No, absolutely not. You can get involved at any point in your career as a student here during your undergrad and your graduate experience as well.
Awesome. And how much does that cost if a student were to get involved?
So it's $15, but it goes right through your Bursar account, so you never see the money leave. Same places where your tuition or your meal plan goes through.
Well, that's nice and easy. Yeah. Just have, like, maybe your parents just pay for it.
Exactly.
Do you know how many students you have currently involved?
So we're just about to hit 5,000.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. And I assume you joined as a first-year student as well?
Yep. I was a first-year student, and it has been the best experience that I could have ever asked for.
I bet. So I know that you have some event coming up this Saturday. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So this Saturday we have our Winter Fest. So we do participate in Thon, and this will be our event for Thon to benefit them and our efforts for fundraising. So we'll have a Santa there. It's a community open event, so any person in the community can come. We'll have Santa there, and we'll have crafts and winter activities for students to participate in.
Oh, that's fun. That's really cute. And this has been happening for a few years, or no, because of COVID?
A few years now. I know we did have it last year, and I believe it was before COVID as well.
Okay. And you'll be there on Saturday, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I'll be there.
So what can students kind of expect to see when they're there? There's like hot cocoa, I think you said?
Yep, hot chocolate and different snacks and activities and crafts that we can do.
Awesome. And what time does that start at?
So that's from 2 to 4 at the Hintz Family Alumni Center.
Okay. So if a student were to join, is there a meeting every week or no?
So we have our monthly general member meetings, but then we also sprinkle in other events and activities and workshops for our students to also get professional development opportunities as well. So in the spring, we'll have a resume building workshop and like an email building workshop as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. So you can only attend those activities if you are involved in the...
Yep, so they are member exclusive events.
Okay, but this Saturday, anyone can come?
Anyone can come from the entire community.
Okay, awesome. So I know you said you worked a little bit with Thon. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we do have our Thon committee, and it's a great experience for any of our students to, if they're looking to get a little bit more personal rather than just being that larger 5,000. I think our Thon committee is a little bit smaller so students get a more personal experience.
Yeah. So will you go to Thon weekend and everyone stands in the bleachers and all that?
Yep, so we'll be at Thon weekend. We have a section in the bleachers, and we are there the entire 46 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so I know that in the past, Blue and White Society has done cool stuff like the first week of school with ice cream and stuff. How does that normally look? And is it a lot to plan?
So we do have events that are open to students. This is our opportunity to kind of introduce ourselves to those who might not know who we are. And so those are open to all students. We'll have one of those events in late February or early March. And then we also have our annual PSI Heart You Week at the end of April, the week before the Blue and White game.
Okay, what does that day kind of look like?
So the PSI Heart You Week, that's an entire weeks-long event. And so each day we'll have 2 or 3 activities for students to come and participate in.
Oh, that's awesome. And I follow their Instagram, so I know every few hours I'll look and be like, oh, what's going on at this hour? I'm going to pop over in between class, grab a scoop of ice cream.
Yeah.
But it seems like an incredible club. I'm involved in a lot of clubs, but I think I'm going to have to add this one on the list.
I would definitely recommend.
And it's just Penn State, again, there's so many alumni, so getting those connections, just building a few each year, it's going to make a difference when you're out getting a job.
Absolutely. I mean that is what our tuition goes to pay for as well as our experience of our 4 years or 4+ years here. We're also paying for the alumni interaction as well that we get afterwards. That's what we pay for.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. So besides getting all these connections, are there other benefits for students to join, would you say?
Yeah, so the biggest one that we like to push is 10% off the student bookstore. That does include the Starbucks if you're wondering, so that's another great opportunity. We have Kaplan Test Prep discounts on renter's insurance, life insurance, pet insurance. I mean, almost any insurance that you could ask for are some of our big ones.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why anyone would turn this down.
Yeah.
It seems like everything is just lining up perfectly. It's incredible. But thank you that's all the time that we have for today, but thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I've learned so much. A lot of people don't know what this is, so hopefully they'll tune in and see what Blue and White Society is all about.
Well, we'd love to have them.
To stay updated with the organization, you can follow them on Instagram at BWPSU. Up next, Hannah and Max will bring you the latest news from across the nation. Stay tuned.
A teenage boy from Roxborough Park, Colorado, died after falling into an icy lake earlier this week. Dylan Wittenberg went on to Crystal Lake to help his 3 friends who had fallen through the ice. The 2 boys and a girl fell in closer to the shoreline and were rescued by locals. However, Wittenberg fell into the deeper water and had to be pulled out by a dive team. He was later airlifted to a hospital, but was lost while under medical care. Wittenberg had just turned 14 years old that day.
People gathered in front of Colorado Springs City Hall to mourn the victims of a mass shooting at a popular gay club. Officials placed a 25-foot rainbow flag in front of the City Hall building, and many couldn't help but reflect on the display of support. Last weekend's shooting is raising uneasy questions about the lasting legacy of the cultural conflicts of Colorado Springs as a cauldron of religion-infused conservatism. Many LGBTQ community members feel they do not fit in with the most vocal community leaders' ideas of family values. For many, this act of violence has shattered their sense of optimism for the LGBTQ community. Candace Woods, a queer minister and chaplain in the area, says there is now a strange tension in town with questions hovering about how the community plans to move forward. Officials say 5 people were killed in the attack and 8 victims were hospitalized.
A shooting at a Chesapeake, Virginia Walmart has resulted in the death of 6 people. Victims range in age from 16 to 70 years old. The victims include Lorenzo Gamble, Brian Pendleton, Kelly Pyle, Randall Blevins, Tanika Johnson, and Fernando Chavez Barron. Andre Bing, the manager on duty, opened fire late last Tuesday evening as workers gathered before an overnight shift. Along with the deaths, the 31-year-old injured 6 others before taking his own life. The investigation was completed at the scene of the crime. Now, the owners of that Walmart are determining the future of that location. This tragedy has rocked the surrounding community, with many family members posting touching tributes online in honor of the victims. The massacre is now the deadliest store shooting in America since May.
The United States is banning the sale of communications equipment made by Chinese companies Huawei and ZTE. The U.S. is also restricting the use of some China-made video surveillance systems due to a, quote, unacceptable risk to national security. The Federal Communications Commission has voted unanimously to adopt the new rules in order to protect the United States from security risks. It is the latest in a years-long escalation of U.S. restrictions of Chinese technology that began with President Donald Trump and has continued under President Joe Biden's administration. The FCC's order applies to future authorizations of equipment. Huawei declined all media requests for comment. That concludes our show tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.